got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am JLP Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hi, y'all. It's Tuesday again. You see Jesse sitting there, right? And you know what that means? It's Tuesday again. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. My biblical question for this week, it really is a doozy. And the responses to it is amazing. Even when I'm out and about, people are responding to the biblical question. Even when I do counseling sessions now, before we end the counsel, I want to respond to the biblical question. I'm like, right on. When was the last time you had a real conversation with another human being? When was the last time you had a real conversation with another human being? You ever thought about that? Like, what the? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JLPeterson.com/show. JLPeterson.com/show. And no matter where you are and what you're doing and who you are, anywhere in the whole wide world, and if you're a flat earther, anywhere in the whole up and down world, you can be listening to the show, no matter what you're doing. If you're not able to sit and watch it live because you're running around, but you're hoping, I wish I could listen to the show live. I want to listen. But I got to do what I got to do. You still can be listening. You can podcast the show, and when you get home, you can sit and enjoy it again. But you could be listening live no matter what you're doing. Working out, fishing, hunting, protests. Listen to the Arabs and the Jews out there protesting right now, and you don't really know why. You're fighting each other, and you really don't know why. You have instruction to do it. Or Israel and Allah people are bombing each other. Whatever you're doing, you could be listening to the show. Isn't that amazing? Why you bombing Iraq? Or whomever you're bombing. By calling the listen line on 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk. Or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. Or RebuildingTheMan.com. You can go there too. RebuildingTheMan.com. Amazing, huh? A spiritual battle. Just a reminder. It's not physical. I know you think it is because you're blind and you're just looking at the physical. You don't see what's driving the physical inside of you or outside of you inside of others. You don't see it. And so you just see physical. And you think the battle is physical. It's not. We're going to get to that. But first, it is Tuesday. And for the new listeners, we started Country and Western Tuesday because I grew up in Sweet Home, Alabama. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, away, away, way down yonder in Dixie, away, away, away from Pearl Jordan, away, away. And so I grew up with country music on that plantation where life was amazing. Can you imagine? I had an amazing growing up life on the plantation in Sweet Home, Alabama. But the people want you to think otherwise so they can manipulate you and use you for personal gain, power, wealth, and control, and you fall for it. Rather than saying, I don't know if it's true or not, you fall for it. What the? And so I grew up in Alabama there on the plantation, and at one time because we were not, there were no electric wires running down the plantation road, and so we could only pick up country and western music. And I used to really like country western music because, and I still do, except that it's been damaged down too. It's just not the same anymore. But I liked it because it was about real things. They sing about the real life. Oh, I got up this morning and my husband beat me. And the beating was amazing. Kind of stuff. And so we decided to dedicate Tuesday. And Tuesday is and will always be Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to me. What the? Who let the dogs out? Amazing. Amazing. Country and Western Tuesday. Before I go to the phones, I've said over and over again, in my country now, it's just so far gone. And I think that it's so far gone that even people who knew America when it was amazing, and it was amazing, it was great at one point. When I was growing up, America was great. And I think that most people have forgotten about that. And things are so twisted and turned around now that abnormal look like normal to the people. Just imagine Americans, and not all, but most, have become accustomed to crime being out of control now. They're just accustomed to it now. No more pain about it. And not all, of course. Not all. When bail bonds were available and the criminal had to wait in jail, not outside the jail, if they can afford to post bail. Remember those days? When you can go into a market and find what you were looking for to buy? And now you go into a market and the shelves are empty, not because other people bought the product, but because the criminals went in and just picked it up and walked out. They go shopping every day at no cost. Remember that? Remember when white people created and ran the greatest country on this side of heaven, America? They made it happen. They were innovated. They were motivated. They love beautiful things. They love a first-class life. They work hard. They make sure they get an education. White people get educated because they want to have the intellect to create and make things happen. And they did. And as a result, they made sure they had great schools that taught real things and not about racism and blaming others and blah, blah, blah. They taught real things, not about abortion and all that, right? But they taught other whites how to be motivated too, generation after generation, and keep things going. Make it better, make America great again. Remember when white people taught those things? And then everybody else would kind of follow along. They wanted to be that way, but they didn't quite know how. Remember when white people ran America? The banks and everything, the post office. And as a result, the country worked. It was working. Services was amazing because they only hired people who were qualified, who were motivated. And they hired black people, white people, whomever were motivated and qualified. I know that because I remember when I first moved to L.A., my aunt started working. Prior to that, she wasn't working because she was staying home and raising the children while the husband went off to work, her husband. And when she finally went to work, she was a bank. She worked at a bank. And I believe she started out as a bank teller. But she ended up becoming like a bank manager, I believe. And she was black. And she was able to move up because she was qualified. She worked. She moved. She proved that she can do it. And so nobody held her back. Now, there were other people, the losers, who wanted to hold her back, but they couldn't. Like when I was my uncle, he worked for wherever he worked. I forgot, he told me. And my uncle-in-law, my aunt's husband, my favorite uncle. And he worked hard. And they're from Alabama, so they worked hard. In those days, people from Alabama, blacks from Alabama, worked as hard as the whites, for the most part. And then he moved up the ladder. It didn't matter what color he was. Remember when America functioned? It's not functioning anymore. They have gotten rid and are getting rid of white people. White people. And they're turning it over to DEI people. People who are not qualified. They don't have the know-how. They don't have the energy. And they don't have the desire to make America great. And as a result, we're losing our country. Service and everything is just bad. It's bad. Attitude, bad. And they're going after the white people like now they're going north. And what's interesting about it is that I know that there's something you can do about it, but it appears that it's so far down the road now that white people can't do anything about it. And I noticed that when non-white people commit crimes, no big deal. You barely hear about it in the news, local or national news. Once in a while you may hear about it, but you hardly. No big deal. And going to jail is out of the question. I remember when Black Lives Matter committed attack upon America, a disaster, burning building, people getting killed, all kind of stuff, right? Getting rid of the police and everything. Nothing happened. As a matter of fact, Kamala Harris was helping to raise money to get him out of jail, keep him out of jail, get him out, keep him out, something. The so-called person that want to be president of America today. I remember when you could not get on the U.S. Supreme Court unless you qualified for it. Now you just have to be black and female. My point is that the attack upon white people today is evil and wrong, but nobody's doing or saying anything about it. In the same way, they're not saying anything about the attack upon men. They're getting rid of men, period, too, as well. But the attack upon white people is mind-blowing. Whenever they find that white people have committed or anything, one crime, they send the DEA, the FBI, the police, and the police mama to go and get them. But if non-white people commit crime, no big deal. No big deal. Some of you might not know about this situation in California. And then I want you to notice how proud the law enforcers are about going after these people. They like did a major job. They hold a press conference. They got rid of those white people. And the blacks and other color can do the same thing and get away with it. They're not even going this forcefully after illegal aliens who are committing crimes in our country. Killing people, robbing, all kind of stuff. They're not going after them in a forceful way. In the manner that they're going after white people. Am I the only one that sees this? Am I the only one? Or I can't be the only one that's noticing this. And this is not good. Some of you might or might not be aware of this, but a so-called white supremacist gang member arrested in San Bernardino Valley. Y'all heard about this? This happened a couple of days ago. But I've only heard it or seen it on local news here in L.A. I don't hear it on Fox or anywhere, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's because national news just focuses on the elections right now, but I've heard, and if they said anything about this, I missed it. But I haven't heard anything about it. So-called white supremacists, gang members arrested in San Bernardino Valley. This is from NBC, LA. Nearly 70 alleged members of a white supremacy gang were indicted in LA's largest ever takedown of an extremist group. In LA, largest ever, hang on to the word ever. Ever is a long time. White supremacist gang were indicted in LA's largest ever takedown of an extremist group. Now, how many other quote extremist groups are we aware of around here? Black groups, illegal alien groups, Mexican groups, illegal foreigner. I said that illegal, but the white group is the largest ever takedown, and these people are so proud of it. And the white people sit back and cry. Here's a little information on the members and their arrest. Watch this from NBC LA.
This was one of the largest violent extremist takedowns in L.A., this city's history.
LAPD officers, FBI, and DEA agents served nearly 30 arrest warrants this morning, including this one at a motel in Sherman Oaks that targeted accused members of a San Fernando Valley white supremacist gang whose name we're not using as it itself is a slur. The 68 people indicted accused of membership in this group that's tied to a prison gang.
Essentially a local chapter of the Aryan Brotherhood has for many years tormented these neighborhoods in the San Fernando Valley.
The feds say the allegations of gang involvement and extremist ideology among those charged dates back to at least 2016.
The Aryan Brotherhood has a history of domestic terrorism, to include racially motivated attacks.
29 of the accused were arrested this morning. More than a dozen others were already in prison or jail, and agents are searching for 26 others.
Amazing. So they're going after these people, and I'm not saying they're guilty or not guilty. I'm just saying why, with a vengeance, you go after the white gangs, but no other gangs with a vengeance. And the other gangs are smashing, grabbing every night, nearly. Well, it seems to be every night in L.A. They're robbing and killing and stealing. You don't see them going after them with a vengeance. These officers held a press conference, and they're so proud. But they're not going after black gangs or Mexican gangs or El Salvador gangs. When those people commit crime, the police show up after the people leave. The criminals leave. Oh, sorry, we couldn't find them. Street takeovers every night almost in L.A. and crime come with it. Where is the DEI, the FBI, and the CIA and everybody? Why are they going after those other people? Why white people only? And they name them and they attach these names to them and skinhead, Nazi, neo-Nazi, they call them. And why isn't there an outcry about this? How come you don't know what's good for the goose is good for the gander? If they're going to go after these white alleged gang members with they got the whole every department in the police in the headquarters thing you can have there. But they're not doing it to anyone else. And this is why I tell white people, you're not ready for a civil war. Forget it. You're not ready for it. Drop your anger so you don't make a mistake. These people are begging for you to do something like that. You thought when they arrested the people at the Capitol was a bad thing, and it was. Look what they're doing to these people. I don't know if they're guilty or innocent, but I'm just saying, why don't they go after other gang members who are committing major crimes in California and everywhere else with a vengeance? Why don't they get all the departments to go after them and then hold a press conference and tell us what they have done about that? And where are the people? Why white people are not saying anything about it? Do you know that fear only brings on fear? Hake is telling me, one of my friends who work in a prison told me the Aryan Brotherhood was founded in a prison to protect white inmates from getting raped by blacks in prison. Britannica, this is from there. Aryan Brotherhood was founded in 1964 in the San Quentin State Prison in California by Irish immigrants in reaction to prison desegregation. Why? What's up? Here's more information on the members and their arrest from NBC LA.
According to the indictments, members of the group sold all kinds of illegal drugs, including meth and fentanyl, to make money. They allegedly dealt in illegal guns and more recently were accused of fraudulently obtaining COVID-19 loans and relief payments. They say the case took on additional urgency last year with the arrest and separate indictment of a man named Aryan Bradford in Reseda, who pleaded guilty earlier this year to being a felon with a gun.
Amazing. So they can go after the Aryan nations with a vengeance for selling drugs and making money and doing whatever, with guns and things, but not the illegal aliens, gang members that are coming here, that are here, and they're using guns and they're bringing in drugs. And I hear that a whole bunch of people are dying from fentanyl as a result of the illegals bringing them in and forming gangs and things like that. And the illegal alien gangs are going after the black gang. They're pushing them out of business. But you don't hear anything about it. How come these same officers standing there in the press conference are not holding press conferences about how they went after those people? And they got them. And they present the white gang members in such a way that they want you to judge them, the white gang members, so you can agree what they've done. In your mind, you start to agree, oh, they did, oh my God, they arrested those people. That is so good. But what about the other people that's not being arrested and committing crimes every day? Amazing, huh? Here's a little bit more information about the indictments of the members, including one man named Aryan Bradford from NBC LA. Watch this.
In his home, a treasure trove of white supremacist paraphernalia, including replica Nazi uniforms, posters of Adolf Hitler.
U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada says the material also included plans for violence against Jews, the same motivation allegedly behind the actions of the others arrested today.
In fact, when we searched his home, we found a notepad in the home that had written as its New Year's resolution, quote, "Bake every single Jew."
The indictment does not accuse members of this group of any specific acts of violence against Jews or other groups.
We're not going to wait around for a tragedy to occur. We're going to take action right away. And in order to do that, we use every tool in our federal toolbox to address that. And that's what we've done today.
Were they planning something?
Next question.
Next question. Were they planning something? They don't have to answer that question because these people are white. This is not good, America. And they listen to all those representatives standing there as though they have done something good. Why can't they do the same job with other members, gang members or whatever they are? The reporter asked, were they planning something? Why are you people acting like this? Next question. I guarantee you, had this been a black gang that they probably know where they are already, or illegal alien gangs, they would do nothing about it. Zero. I have one last soundbite on that. I'm not agreeing with any crime. I'm just saying what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. Why is it so easy to go after whites for crime, but non-whites, they can get away with it? No problem. Everybody else can commit a crime and get away with it, except baby Jess's daddy. 888-77-JESSE. Quick break. Back in a moment. I read or heard that some Republicans are starting to pull their advertisements from Google or whomever, right? Because so many conservatives are being shut down, discriminated against, shadow banned, and all that kind of stuff. So conservatives are starting to fight back. It is happening to us too. I'm just taking it one day at a time. But you can go to jlptalk.com and find all the ways to support us. You can check out rebuildingdemand.com and support our nonprofit organization. You can call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, and Sunny. And also, we have thefallerstate.tv. Ring the bell. All right, welcome back. 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. I'm just saying, folks, some of you still believe and have false hope that my country is coming back, America is coming back. I don't see it happening. The people who found and built the greatest country on this side of heaven is being kept down to make sure that the country doesn't return. The white Christians. And the people who are being set free to bring nothing but destructions upon America is running around like crazy people. And nothing has been said and done about it. These people that went after these people, now if they commit a crime, go after anyone that commit the crime, right? But they're like doing this with joy, like they did something really major, something big. I haven't seen this type of reaction with any other gang members. Zero. If anything, if they went after non-white gang members, they would be called racist and the police would lose their job. Their livelihood and everything would be destroyed. It's amazing to me how they can take down America like this. I just didn't know that was possible, but it is. I remember we reported to you about a gang member called TDA, whatever that is. And they were like over there in Colorado and other cities. They were in Texas. They were taking over apartments. They were making Americans move out of their own apartments, and they were ruling those apartments. Nobody did anything about that. No, nothing being done. Oh, I saw a report where they said, the police would say, that's really not happening. Even though the American citizens move it out, and they were like, yeah, it is. But the police, it's not happening. It's not really happening. Would they say the same thing for white supremacy gang if they were doing that? Would they leave them alone and say, it's really not happening? white Christian males and female, but especially men, are under attack. Get rid of Christianity, you can take down the country. And all wherever white people have built an amazing society, and it was based on Christianity, and it was, the people have gone in there and destroyed it. But they have to take out the white man first. Whenever Trump mentioned God, what do the children of the lie do? They have a fit. They don't want the white man to be talking about God. What the? And y'all might not be aware of this, and you probably are. California, LA, San Francisco, and the surrounding area, even in Orange County now, the crime is through the roof. It's like going out to have coffee in the morning now. Home invasion, all the way up in Malibu and in the Valley. And for those who don't know, the Valley is a nice area. It used to be nice out there. I personally know people that their homes out there have been broken in when they were away, either on vacation out of town or sometime at work. And there are people, their homes have been broken in 2 and 3 times. We're the police. We're all these stupid law enforcement. How come they don't go after those people in the way that they went after the Aryan nation, whatever they are, skinheads or white supremacy or whatever they want to call them? Crime is through the roof. The LA Times, it's not even uncommon now for women to get raped while hiking or walking, taking a walk, especially white women. You run the risk of being raped now. It's not even uncommon anymore. But because it's happening to white women, oh, no big deal. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Now, if a white guy's doing it to white women like that, it'd be a big deal. There was one woman that took action as a result, according to the report, of being raped or assaulted. They're from the LA Times. A woman who was attacked and sexually assaulted while out for a walk on the Venice Canal in April has filed a $5 million claim against the city of Los Angeles. And you know how white people love taking a walk. White people love walking more than Jesus. They love hiking. They love walking. It's not uncommon. Now if they do it, the women will get raped and the men will get robbed. I saw a report yesterday down in Venice, California, or Santa Monica, in one of those areas. The police officer was standing outside of the headquarters. He didn't even leave the ground yet, according to the report of the police department there. And he was communicating with someone, and somebody out of nowhere walked up and stabbed him. I think they said it's going to be fine, but he had to end up shooting the guy who was just attacked him for no reason. They said maybe because he was the police. But here is this report about this woman that's filing this $5 million lawsuit against LA City. This is from Fox 11.
I think he was trying to kill me.
Battered, bruised, but never broken. That was then, and this is now.
I'm doing so much better. And matter of fact, I'm getting a little spicier, which is why you're seeing me out here right now protesting, because I don't like to think of myself as a victim.
55-year-old healthcare professional, mother and grandmother Mary Klein was walking along the Venice canals near her home on April 6th when a stranger severely beat and raped her, knocking out her teeth in the devastating attack. Another victim on the same evening, Sarah Alden, did not survive her beating and sexual assault, and Mary Klein now carries a message for both women. 30-year-old Anthony Francisco Jones pleaded no contest in the case and was sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Amazing, huh? This is what's happening to white women. Where are those stupid people holding a press conference with this about the skinhead thing? They don't care. It's happening to white women. The same thing happened in Europe. And we were at one point reported on how the illegal aliens over there were going into the country and attacking white women. White women all the time, and nothing was being done. One woman died, they said. White woman. White people's lives don't matter. You remember when Black Lives Matter was chanting, white lives don't matter? If you said, Black Lives Matter, they would applaud. Yeah. But when they said, white lives don't matter, when they said, white lives matter, if they said, Black Lives Matter, they applauded. When they said, white lives matter, they got angry. White lives don't matter, not even to white people. If they did, there would be protests somewhere or something. Somebody said something about something somewhere. My country is gone. And white people are afraid to speak up because they don't want to be called racist. And then if they do, you find one or two white people do decide to speak up, you're attacked by your own people. They call you racist. Here's a little more information about the lawsuit that this woman had filed against the city from Fox 11.
Well, because I have a 5-inch long blood clot in the back of my...
5-inch long blood clot?
It's 5-inch long. The doctor said it may have scarred in, so it may be there for life.
Klein tells us she has served the city with a claim for damages and losses totaling $5 million, blaming government leaders for failing to protect her and the general public.
The government has not allowed enough police to be on the streets of LA to keep us safe. You can't even go to the grocery store without having somebody try to harass you or intimidate you.
Mary Klein has a clear message for former LA County Sheriff and newly appointed LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell.
We need to support our police. We need police visibility, and we need community safety projects put into place. We need to refund our police and stop being soft on crime.
Amazing, huh? It ain't gonna happen. We had the sorriest, no good police chiefs in LA history today. They're not doing anything. It ain't gonna happen, lady, because you're white and they don't care. Just imagine what would happen if a white man had done this to these women. Allegedly or allegedly. That white man would be in jail so fast, make his head swim, and then they'd be looking for every other white man that looked like him. Good versus evil. If you're not going to wake up now, if not now, when? This woman talking about even when you go to the marketplace, you can't even go out now. That is South Africa. It's in America now. And white people in South Africa, they ran away from their city into the farmland. They went back on the farmland. Okay, y'all, black people, people of color, y'all can have it. And guess what happened? As they're doing here in America, they followed them all the way out to the farmland. we played a soundbite of the ex-guy daddy saying that he has killed 3 people in his house with 2 bullets. He was saying that it's so bad in South Africa that you can't even send your kids out to play. That's happening in America now. And it's not as bad in America yet as it is in South Africa, but it's happening quickly. Fear is not of God. God has not given you a spirit of fear. So if you have fear, why not work on yourself so you can see and try to understand why you have the fear? Since it's not from God, who did it come from? Where did it come from? And how do I get past this? Why don't you question that? Because of your fear, you're losing your country. And I'm not telling you to go out and be brave. I'm just telling you not to be afraid. And you can see what to do in the right way. And white women, this ain't nothing compared to things to come for you. They don't care that you're being robbed and raped and killed. You're white. And it doesn't matter if you're a liberal white woman or conservative white woman. They don't care. I remember when the Black Lives Matter committed the insurrection about America, and these white liberals were going along with them. Oh, defund the police. Black Lives Matter, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as the white people disagreed or said something opposing to the Black Lives, they attacked them. My country's gone. You even have the Allahu Akbar in America on American soil. They're not over at home in their country. They are here, and they're chanting death to America. And nothing has been done to them or done about it. Would the same thing happen in white supremacy, quote unquote, chanting death to America? My country's gone. It's a spiritual battle. Erase Christianity, destroy the man, and destroy the Christianity. Destroy Christianity, it's over. Those Venezuelan guys taking over apartment buildings, according to the report, no big deal. They just need somewhere to live. Amazing. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Let me go to a first-time caller out of Missouri. Nick out of Missouri. Nick, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Nick.
Man, I'm drinking some coffee, and it's fine to listen to you this morning. I start each morning working out and listening to you, and I got to admit that's not always the best decision, because if you make me laugh when I got 100 pounds hoisted over my head, that can be a dangerous.
That should be a problem, absolutely. Amazing.
I don't know if this is relevant to the topics that you're discussing this morning, but I've always felt about abortion that like even religion aside, even if we take religion out of the argument, it's not logical to think that you can bypass the natural consequences of sex. We talk about body sovereignty. That seems to be a big talking point in the arguments for and against abortion. And in my opinion, it's not about body sovereignty, and it's not even really about the baby either. I think we all just want to have casual sex with no natural consequences. everyone's having sex with each other just crazily, and one of the consequences of that is that you can get pregnant. So to think that you can just have casual sex willy-nilly all you want and then kill the natural consequence that grows inside of you is illogical. Even if you take religion out of the picture, it makes no sense still. And I was just wondering if that makes any sense to you.
Well, of course, if you didn't have sex, you can't make children. But the reason that women kill men, children, is because they hate God. They hate men. They hate their fathers. They hate the men who impregnate them. And so they hate God. They have no love. That's the real reason that women kill children, the man's children, inside of their bodies, because they are being influenced. You got to remember that Satan is the woman's god. The God below is the woman's god. And the God above is the man's god. Until the women start to overcome, they realize that it's true and they overcome it. But they hate God. And that's why the God that the woman is serving is from a below. And he hate God. And the women are this evil is living in the woman. And so it hate anything that of God. So that's why they kill the children. That's the real reason that they're doing it. They have no love. They hate God. They love evil and they hate good.
You know, you're a big cornerstone of your message of women's God being evil and woman being man's God when he's in the fallen state.
Yes,
it makes so much sense to me, and I think that message can be very hard, specifically for women to swallow.
It's hard for women to realize that they hate good and love evil.
Sure, yeah. And I also...
And why is that? Why is it hard for women to see that they hate good and love evil? That's why they kill babies in the womb and they promote it. Why is it hard for them to see that?
Another thing, well, that and what I'm thinking is when we describe man as the head and women following the man, I think people look at that backwards. They look at that like the man is all that, like it's putting the man on a pedestal, when in reality it's a responsibility. It's less of a privilege and more of a responsibility. It's not about a title. It's about the fact that you as a man now have you have your stuff together and you're following the true God, and it's not, I don't know, we look at it as it's an ego thing, like I'm not following no man, when really he's worthy to be followed because he's got his ear to the ground to what's real. It's not saying that he's better than you. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's saying that he's
well, unfortunately, most men don't have their ear to the ground. They don't know what's real because they have the nature of the woman. They serve the same God that the woman serves because they have not overcome their mothers.
So true. And that's why we just have messes all over the place.
Yeah.
That's why I've been single for 6 years, and it honestly doesn't even seem like that long because I know I'm not ready yet. I have stability I got to get my stuff together before I worry about that.
Right on. Amazing. Nick, thank you for your call. I got to take a break. 2 more hours to go. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news, and I'll be back in a moment. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame. Scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They're using them, and blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingthemand.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Peterson Show. It is Country and Western Tuesday, October 8th, AD 2024. There is one line open right now, guys. You can call in during Hake News, Not Fake News, and JLP will be right back to your calls. Call Me Nonsense Network CNN reports as Florida residents brace for yet another hurricane, and this one supposedly they're saying is going to be more powerful and windy and crazy and everything than Helene. We shall see. This one is called Milton. As Florida residents brace for another major storm, new estimates reveal Hurricane Helene caused more than $47 billion in losses. By the way, they're saying that you should evacuate the Gulf Coast, whatever that is. I don't know geography. $47 billion for property owners in losses. So caused Hurricane Helene, so they estimate. With many insurance companies raising prices or refusing to issue policies in disaster-prone areas because they gave them this excuse that, oh, you're living in a climate change area, and so we're not going to cover you. Several families, at least a few, without coverage are now scrambling to find resources and assistance. And maybe it's more than just several. Who knows? Hurricane Milton is the planet's strongest storm this year, if you believe that it is a planet. It's expected to deliver severe impacts as it barrels toward Florida. While the storm strengthened to a Cat 5 on Monday, Category 5, forecasts show it will fluctuate in intensity before ultimately making landfall Wednesday as a Cat 3, Category 3. Milton's dangerous eye, and it should be a woman's name, please, but they won't. Milton's dangerous eye, the eye of the storm and the eye wall, could come ashore anywhere from the Cedar Key in the north to Naples in the south, possibly in the Tampa or Fort Myers area. More than 12 million people under hurricane watches and warnings, over 8 million under tropical storm watches. Many flights in the region been canceled, and a mass exodus, they are evacuating, occurring along roads. Thousands are following mandatory evacuation orders ahead of Milton's arrival. So we wish you well, Floridians and others. Immigration. Our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, Monday suggested undocumented immigrants, common nonsense word for it, right? Illegal aliens, who commit murder have bad genes, quote unquote. And they call it Trump's dehumanizing rhetoric. Another example of our greatest president. Don't dehumanize the murderers. How is bad genes making them dehumanized? Give me a break. But anyway, they're saying that the president is trying to stoke fears about those in the country illegally. No, he wants you to be aware, not afraid. In a radio interview on the Hugh Hewitt Show, Rhino outlet, shout out, Trump's, again, distorted statistics on immigration and crime, so says Commie Nonsense, to attack the so-called vice president, cackling Kamala Harris, as he falsely claimed that she was allowing people to come in through an open border. That's true. 13,000 of which were murderers, according to Trump. And I don't know, I haven't looked into it. But they call it false, like as if they know. Separately, Kamala Harris discussed immigration in a wide-ranging 60 Minutes interview, far-left extremist CBS outlet that aired on Monday. She maintained migration is a long-standing problem. In other words, she has no solutions. When asked about the Biden administration's approach to immigration policies, she refused, of course, to answer whether officials should have cracked down on the illegal aliens sooner. What a mess. And Israel will continue to fight. Prime Minister-based Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu vowed on the anniversary of the October 7th, yesterday, Hamas attacks, a year into the war in Gaza, Israel's goals, including toppling Hamas, returning the hostages in Gaza to Israel, and returning Israelis displaced by the fighting with Hezbollah to their homes, seems far from reach. But Bibi can get it done with Trump's help. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. Hey, I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am JLP Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. One line open if you want to jump in there at 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, JESSE, Jesse. And my biblical question, a doozy. Mamma mia, oh la Cissy, doozy. When was the last time you had a real conversation with another human being? When was the last time you had a real conversation with another human being? You can get involved if you're busy. You can podcast the show, but you can listen to the show live anywhere in the world. And we are heard around the world by everybody. And they mama if you're black. And if you're white, and their mama. By calling the listen line on your iPhone or iPad. So you could be listening while you're doing whatever you're doing. If you just land up at a beach. If you're taking the risk nowadays to lay up at a beach. Isn't it weird? You can't even go and relax at the beach anymore. Our government wanted it this way. But anyway, you can listen to the show live on your iPhone, iPad, by calling the listen line on 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate, and we're going to get to your super chats, to donate and have your comments read out louder, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com. It's Tuesday. It's the second hour of the show today. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to what me. dog? Who let the dogs out? Amazing. Amazing. Couple things before I go to the calls here. You see Jesse and this horse? Hassan is working daily to get that into the marketplace. Good news coming up soon. Hold your horses. All right, Hassan is on it. And how you like the background? It is, apparently this is Halloween month. Am I right, Nick? Whoa.
Getting spooky.
That's a haunted house in the background. Just in case you wonder, what's up?
You have to have Halloween before Christmas.
That's right.
You have to have the dark before the light.
Isn't that amazing? So that's what's beautiful background there. And then check out my shirt, a lot of merch. Amazing. 888-775. Check it out at rebuildingtheman.com/store. rebuildingtheman.com/store. All right, let me go to Tony out of California. Tony, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse. How are you be today?
All is well, Tony.
Wonderful, wonderful. I understand you are speaking about the Aryan Nation gang members of parts of California was arrested, a group of them.
Right. According to the report, there was what they call the Aryan Brotherhood.
Aryan Nation
over there in San Bernardino.
Yeah.
And they pull these up. They're holding a press conference. How proud they are. They have arrested these people, but the so-called people of color, gangs and violence that they're committing, they don't do anything to those people. And it's not called Aryan Nation. I believe it's called the Aryan Brotherhood.
Okay, Brotherhood, Aryan Nation, whatever you want to please. White supremacy.
No, it's called Tony. It's called Aryan Brotherhood, not Aryan Nation.
Okay, Aryan Brotherhood. But the thing is, Jesse, they make America safe
Tony, speak right into your phone.
It seems like you are disagreeing with the safety of the neighborhood of San Bernardino or wherever, San Bernali, whatever it is. But the thing is, seems like you was butthurt behind them arresting these criminals and getting them off the street. Why is that, Jesse? Why are you so upset behind that?
And how did it? It's in San Bernardino. How did it seem that way?
Well, it seemed like, because they are white people and they got the criminals off the street and out of the community from, bringing fentanyl and meth and cocaine and illegal guns. It seemed like you just a little hurt behind that.
So did you hear me say that in my country today that they go after white so-called gangs with a vengeance? But when it comes to so-called non-white gangs, black gangs, Hispanics, Venezuelan, and all those other people, when they don't go after them at all, but whenever it's a white gang, they go after them with a vengeance. Have you noticed?
That's a lie, Jesse.
Tony.
No, that's
Tony,
not true.
let me finish, Tony. Have you noticed that they go after white people with a vengeance, but not non-white people with the same motivation?
That's not true. Indictment, they're being investigated. They watching you. They taking pictures of you. So yeah, this was a long-term investigation to take down these many people at one time, and they're still looking for people. So you got to explain it, because putting that propaganda out there in the streets. I mean, on the airwaves like that.
Tony, come back to your phone. Tony,
I said you have to stop your lying. And
when the last time you seen the FBI and CIA and everybody and their mama go after a non-white gang members as they've done with these people?
The Black Panthers, the Black.
When was the Black Panther around, man?
When were they around?
Yeah.
Well, they're still around, but
when was the Black Panther around, man?
During the 60s.
And why are you talking about the 60s right now?
Because you asked the question about when they rounded up a gang, or which is not a gang. There was
why are you bringing up the 60s? This is the 20s. You don't know that? Tony, your phone is messing up. Hold on, Tony. Don't hang up. I'm going to let Darren check up. He's talking about the 60s. This is 2024. 2024. Hold on, Tony. Let me go to Miguel, a first-time caller out of Texas. Miguel, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse, for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, I can't believe that I finally ran into your show. Since we've had the smartphone for about 10 years, I really barely came into your show.
Amazing.
I like what you say. I like everything. I guess I'm the Mexican version of you because I think exactly like the way you do.
Right on.
Yes.
And there are people like you, men and women, Miguel, I run into them all the time. They know what the truth is, but sometimes they just don't speak up about it because of fear, or they might not be sure of themselves. But there are men and women who are seeking to return to the truth, so I totally understand it.
Yes, and I'm going to vote for the Great White Hope for the third time here in November. And
Great White Hope. Let me see what he has to say today.
I don't frankly have time for total political correctness, and this country doesn't have time either.
Amazing. The Great White Hope. Right on.
The Great White Hope.
Yeah.
We need the wall. I was born in Mexico. I'm a U.S. citizen now, naturalized, and I'm also a United States Navy veteran, honorable discharge, and we need the wall. Not all Mexicans coming through the border are good people. I know that, and we need that wall.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And when you say that around your family members and your friends, how do they respond to that?
They look at me like if I'm crazy. They've called me sellout. I've been called a white supremacist.
Yeah.
I am brown. I am Mexican. I've been called a white supremacist. But I wear that with pride. I see the injustice that they're doing to the white people. I see what I say. I can say like we because I'm Hispanic Mexican, but I know they're trying to take this country from them, and I've told them. You know, I tell them that. Like, wake up! You're losing your country. They're trying to take your country.
Why do you think white people will not wake up about that? And why do you think they won't speak up about it?
They've been told, you know, if you speak against any minority or anything, they just like you said, they're called racist, they're called homophobic, they're called, you know, Islamophobic and all that.
Yeah.
And they don't want to speak up, but I guess they can see also that they're losing their country. I also work with Muslim people, and I tell them, I said, I don't care what you say or not. If you support Hamas, you're a terrorist.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely, man.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing, Miguel. Miguel, I'm glad you're out there, man.
Thank you. We're trying to push, and we're spreading the truth, and we're going to keep doing it.
Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Amazing. Call me again, Miguel. That's amazing.
I will. We have more to talk about.
All right, buddy. Right on. See, the truth is not about color. It has nothing to do with color. It's of the heart. And white people, you are hated for zero reason. There is not one reason. Not one. You can't make up a reason. You can't create a reason. There's not one reason that white people should be hated and blamed for someone else's issue. Really. It's all a lie. And white, you have fallen for the lie. Whites, you have fallen for the lie, and now you're paying the price for it. Your children are paying the price and everything. and you have not done one thing wrong. Really. The only wrong you've done is to yourself. And these people blaming you because they're losers. Watch Tony from California. Tony.
Yes, Jesse.
I was saying that this is not the 60s. This is 2024. When the last time you have seen a gang of police, FBI, DIA, and everyone hold a press conference saying that they went after a black gang or Hispanic gang or any other gang in the way that they're celebrating going after white people?
Well, Jesse, the thing is, Jesse, if you're a criminal organization...
That's not what I asked you, Tony.
When was the last time?
Yes.
2 weeks ago, they had a Mexican gang that they was going after, but they didn't catch about 5 or 6 people, and they're still looking for them.
When the last time you seen a bunch of law enforcers hold a press conference and tout and proud that they got a non-white gang and locked them up? When the last time you seen that?
Fresno, the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are the Fresno.
When the last time you seen that, Tony?
When it was 2 years ago.
Tony.
2 years ago.
Tell the truth, Tony, and shame the devil.
I just told you. Brother, I'm speaking to the devil.
Tell the truth and shame the devil, Tony. When the last time you seen that?
Fresno, California. 2 years ago, Fresno, California.
Send me that information.
Send it to you?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have to look it up now. I'll email it to you.
Okay. I appreciate it, Tony.
But the thing is, Jesse, why are you so upset behind white folks getting arrested?
I'm upset. I'm not upset at all. I'm saying to white people that white people founded this country.
No, they
and
didn't.
With the help
That's
of God, they created let me finish, Tony. And with the help of God, they created the greatest country on this side of heaven. White people have kept the country going by being motivated, innovated, creating, and
corrupt.
And this attack upon white people is unfair because now, while whites are on the run, America is falling apart because the people of color can't keep it going. And it's not good that is happening. Do you agree with that?
No, I do not, Jesse. White people...
Come back to your phone, Tony.
The white people brought the crime to this country.
Like what, for example?
The murder, the rape.
Who did they murder and rape?
Black people, Indians.
Where you get that from?
Japanese.
Where'd you get that from?
White people, the evilest people on the face of the earth.
Where did you get that from?
More crime than any people on this earth.
Tony.
Yes, Jesse.
If that is true, why are you people coming to America and trying to take advantage? If it's true that these white people done all you claim that they have done, and if they're so bad, why are you people trying to live in their country?
It's not their country. This is a free country. It's the land of liberty and people that can come here and make it better by removing.
But why are you people not doing that in your own country?
The power structure.
Why are you not doing that in your own country? Why your country is so bad?
This is my country. Jesse.
How is it your country?
Because I pay taxes here.
You have a job?
I was born here. Excuse me? Excuse me, Cissy? What you asked me? Do I have what?
You have a...
Do I have a job?
Yeah, you have a job?
Know what that means, Jesse.
You have a job?
No, I don't know what a job is. I have a business. I have business.
Are you black? Are you black?
No, I'm a human being. I'm a human, Jesse.
Are you black?
I don't identify with the labels.
Oh, you don't identify with the blacks?
Well, I don't identify with labels.
How about, do you identify with the blacks?
I don't know what black is, bro.
You don't know what black is?
I identify with human beings.
No, you don't know what black is?
Is the color black? Yeah.
And so,
Is
do
the
you
crayon black?
identify
Yeah.
with the color black?
No, I do not. Yes.
So you don't identify with black people,
I associate with black people.
but you don't
associate
identify
human-
with them?
I don't know what you're saying just because I
okay.
identify with human beings.
Do
I
you
don't put the
identify?
labels on people.
Do you
I don't put
identify?
labels on people.
Do you identify with black people?
No, I do not. Just I identify with beings.
And so you're not black.
No, I'm not.
Well, no. When do you have a job? What do you expect? What?
I don't have a job. I have business.
Right, because you're not black, man. Isn't that amazing? You're not black. That's why you have a business. Tony, thank you, buddy. I do appreciate it, but I gotta run. Thank you. Amazing. Let me go to New York and talk to, I don't know what their name is. Is that a real name?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound like a real name. Is it Needle or New or? Find out what it is and I'll come to it. That doesn't sound, you may have made a mistake on it. Ask him how you spell it. Let me go to Nick, a first-time caller out of New York. Nick. Hold on. Nick, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Is this the Great Black Hope?
All the way.
My man. What's up, Jesse?
All is well, Nick. Thanks for calling.
Good. I just had a quick question for you, a little advice.
Yes.
So I watch you a lot, and I see how you talk about forgiving your parents, right?
Yes.
So I've forgiven my mother, and I just want to know kind of how I go about forgiving my father. Not for what he's done to me, but for what he's done to other people. I've had a hard time figuring that out.
You forgive him by realizing that the same evil spirit that's been driving you all your life to make you think and do things that you regret now, that same spirit is driving him. And when you forgive him, God will forgive you and make you free. But unless you forgive, then you're never going to be free, because every human being that you ever seen, ever will see, ever heard of is driven by evil until they overcome it. So your father has the same spirit. That's why the person who are doing the judging is worse than the person that they are judging. The person that's judging is an evil murderer, and God said to never trust an angry person.
Right, I agree. I used to be a very angry person just up until recently.
Right
Helping you has watched me a lot, actually.
Right on. Well, forgive your father, because whatever he's done, it wasn't him. The spirit that's driving you is driving him.
Okay, that makes sense. I get you. I might have to wait a little bit. He's in prison, but
it doesn't mean you're accepting what's wrong as a right, but you understand the spirit that's driving him, and you're not judging him. You just have understanding now. And so as God is not judging you, you cannot judge your fellow man.
Right, you're absolutely right, Jesse. You're absolutely right. I guess I just needed to hear it from you directly.
Yeah.
I appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome. Have you forgiven your mother?
Not in person.
And why not?
I should in person.
Why not?
I have a weird relationship with my parents. Me and my mom we're cool, but we've never been that close, conversation wise.
But why haven't you gone to her and forgiven her for what she's done to you?
I guess out of the fear of confrontation, she can be confrontational. You know what I'm saying?
And how will you
go and start?
Go ahead.
If I go and start forgiving her, she'll probably twist it on me a little bit. You know how women are. Women like to do that.
Right. But how will you overcome fear if you don't face fear?
No, you're absolutely right.
No, that was a question.
how do I overcome it without? You can't. It's impossible.
And how will God forgive you your trespasses if you don't go and forgive your mother?
He probably won't.
Right. And so you need to do what you want, but you need to face your mother shaking in your boots. And what you're going to do is realize she couldn't help herself either. That spirit that's in you came from her. And so you know exactly how she thinks, you know how she feels, because you have the same spirit. And you can't help yourself. So face your mother shaking your boot. Mother, I understand now. I'm sorry for resenting you. And however she reacts, that's on her. Don't overreact to her reaction. You don't have to have an argument or a long conversation. You just forgive her and then go live your life.
Right, you're absolutely right. I need to. I'm on this journey from becoming a beta male to becoming alpha.
Hey!
You know what I mean?
I do. So face your mother, forgive them, your father, and do the silent prayer. I'm telling you, Nick, God has a life for the real you that is mind-blowing. It's going to be easy. It's going to be perfect. And you're going to have a long, amazing life if you forgive.
Right. That's what we're going towards, Jesse, and I'm going to do that.
Right
I'm going to do that today.
And then
you gave me the strength.
Right on. And you're going to shake in your boots. The devil going to tell you, oh, she's going to, you know how she is. You know how she's going to react. Or you got to hurt her feelings and don't make her cry, blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to evil. You're going there to admit you're wrong for resenting her so that God can forgive you. You don't need anything from her or your father. You just need to forgive them so you can be forgiven, so you can have a life.
Right. Absolutely, Jesse. Absolutely. I needed to hear that, man.
Right on. I wish you well, Nick.
All right. I wish you well, too, Jesse. We'll be keeping in touch.
Right on.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, buddy. You got to forgive, for ain't no way around it. And what's so interesting, and I promise you this, if you stay on that straight and narrow path, you're going to realize that there's no you. You have never done anything wrong, and the people you're hating have never done anything wrong. It's something else that made a home in them and in you that's driving them and you that makes you think is you. God's not judging you because he knows it's not you. You just have identified with a false identity. You've identified with evil. Super chat. Super.
Super chats. Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Jonathan, 33 coffees.
Jonathan?
Yeah.
Thank you. Amazing.
Very generous. He
Yeah.
says, Jesse, I've forgiven my mother and I'm growing every day. But I have an issue. I get so nervous and anxious around my boss. I start getting flustered. I can talk to other people fine, but when I talk to him, I don't act like myself, and I get in my head like crazy. How do I overcome that?
Just watch it. When you feel it, when that is happening, let it happen and relax in it. They don't know it. No one knows unless you act out, right, that you're going through this. But let it happen, and the Father, the Spirit of truth, will come and save you from it. Now that you're forgiven, and you'll be all you need to do is be aware of what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and what you're feeling, and don't call it you. It's happening in the body, but it's not you. Don't call it you, and it will be taken care of. The Father is like who were those folks in the wilderness?
The Israelites?
Yeah, and the Father was trying to save them, but they listened to the devil. They didn't be still and let the truth come and save them. Do that and you'll be fine. Just watch it. Thank you.
Lori bought a coffee. Hey there, Jesse. I recently outran a tornado in my pickup, and my husband called the tornado an act of God. I think God protected me from the tornado.
Yeah.
The world calls weather-related disasters acts of God, but I see them as acts of Satan, making people blame God for their strife. Didn't Satan use weather against Job? I know God allows things to happen, but he loves us and wouldn't ruin lives via weather. It's Satan pretended to be God. What do you say?
Well, I'm glad, first of all, you made it through all that you survived that. And also, people blame evil on God. They call the weather act of God. Isn't that amazing? God does not do harm to us. He loves us. Only evil does harm. So right on, and thank you. I got to take a break. I'll be back in a moment, right after this break. Amazing. My Father on earth, and through him I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. They may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get from race to responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood, Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. James, you've heard the song Lonely Girl?
Yes.
Hey there, lonely girl, my only girl. Don't you know this lonely boy love you?
1969, Eddie Holman, maybe.
Wow, where did music go?
Recorded in 1963, originally. Originally Hey There, Lonely Boy by Ruby and the Romantics.
So it's a redo?
Uh-huh.
Nice. I bet you Joel doesn't know that. He's into the rap crap.
Yeah.
My only girl. Let's just finish the super chats and then I go to the phones.
Okay. Also on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Free your
Joel
mind.
Friday, by the way, he black.
Yeah.
He's on at 11 a.m. this morning, right after the HakeReport.com. Joel talking about that's Tupac. It ain't no Tupac.
Is that Tupac?
No, it ain't no Tupac. Tupac can make that music if he had to.
But he could steal it.
Where is he now?
Looking down on us from heaven.
I rest my case. You know how Tony said he's not into color?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, he was talking about white people.
I know. What a phony.
What the?
Phony Tony.
But anyway.
Free Your Mind says, Morning, Uncle Jesse. All the way from New Zealand. I'm having trouble with understanding what love is. I love my longtime girlfriend, Beta. I love my 14-year-old son. How do I show love to my enemy? Because when I show love to my girlfriend and son, they show me love back with their actions. I might just have answered my own question. Amazing. P.S. Thank you for your guidance. Thanks.
Amazing. Well, if you don't love you don't love your son, you don't love your wife, you love no one. It is absolutely and totally, and I have no doubt about this, it is absolutely and totally impossible to love one and not all. If you don't love all, you don't love one, even your enemy. God said to love your enemy. He loved all. He sent his son to make all free. Isn't that love? That's amazing. And so drop your anger so you can see and love all. All right? Drop the anger. Forgive and you shall be forgiven. Amazing. Thank you.
Gregatron says, yesterday I was having a conversation with a lady at work. I asked her if she has kids. She said, not yet. I want some, but my husband isn't ready yet. And she's in her 30s. Jesse, what's up with the white men not wanting to have white babies with their white wives?
We need white babies. If only for July. July is White History Month, and July will always be White History Month. So make some babies. There was a young man and his wife at the meeting, Sunday Fellowship, and they had some pretty white kids.
Indeed.
Real white, blonde hair, blue eyes, just white.
Pretty loud, too.
White babies are supposed to be loud.
Indeed.
That's why they made America great.
Seen and heard.
That's right. Amazing. Thank you.
Not Archangel Gabriel. Morning all. Off-topic question. Jesse, are you a watcher? Extraterrestrial. Ha ha. I don't exactly follow, but your wisdom of perfect love and perfect peace seems otherworldly. What the?
Amazing. I don't know how to respond.
Nice.
I'm a girl watcher. I'm a girl watcher. Here come one now. I'm a girl watcher. I'm a girl watcher. Man, oh man, does she look fine? Thank you.
Nice. Seeker says, what does the phrase present moment mean?
To stay out of the illusion of thoughts or future. Stay right here, right now, all the time. Amazing. Thank you.
Greenwall says the Christians denouncing Halloween celebrations. They are thrill-seeking Bible thumpers. Instead of learning Irish roots and culture that Halloween comes from. Ghost emoji.
Nice. Thank you. Amazing.
Thank you, Greenwall. Cactus Eater
It's
Bear.
amazing that Christians are afraid of celebrating Halloween, but they're not afraid of the devil that lives in their thoughts.
Yeah.
They worship the devil of the mind, and they're afraid to celebrate Halloween.
Far more
Go
destructive.
figure.
Yep.
Amazing. Thank you.
Couple of super chats from Cactus Eater Bear, Diamonds. The media didn't list the crimes of the white gang. Scratch that. Don't sell drugs, kids.
Nice. Amazing.
That's over on D Live. Over on X, what's your opinion, asks Z-Bob, of the Roots TV series? I felt at the time it was either a huge mistake or a calculated political move designed to divide the country along racial lines.
It was. It was another attempt to divide and conquer, for sure. Amazing. Thank you.
J Rail on X asks, does God want us to take it or fight back?
Take what?
Take the pain and punishment and the attacks on whites and men and all that and the destruction of the country, or fight back?
He wants you to wake up so he can show you how to deal with it, what to do. Really. He'll show you. And 99% of the time, when he shows you how to deal with it, it requires no fighting. It requires no weapon. It only requires light. It requires light so you can see how to, and you will. Good will overcome evil inside of you and outside of you, inside of others. You just need to wake up. Amazing. Thank you.
CLC on Twitch, Earth can't be a ball because when you look down, you're still looking at heaven.
Is that Alcia?
No, this is CLC.
Oh,
Not
that's
to
a
be
different
confused
person.
with Sion.
Oh, okay. So he said that the Earth is round or flat?
I think he seems to be suggesting that the Earth is flat. But you could be looking down and still see heaven because heaven is all around.
See? This is round and you're looking down.
He's showing a flat Earth model.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
For the audio podcast listeners.
Yeah.
Stan69 with a diamond. Wasn't JLP digging for gold? Where's the donkey? Donkey emoji. Talking about the
he's here.
Action figure of Jesse on the horse because it's Country and Western Tuesday.
There is gold in them in them their heels. Thank you. But we have to use it another day. Thank you.
Leo bought a coffee. Jesse, your background is hola, si, senor, gracias. Hold your wallet. Spooky.
Thank you. Amazing. Gracious.
Yeah, that's the TV background. It has the Halloween theme. Soul Conscious, 3 coffees. Jesse, amazing. Sunday's church. Why do women hate men so much and yearn for the men at the same time?
Because there's a spirit of evil inside the woman that is of evil, but then there's something else that's given to her by God to yearn for the Father, just as it is with men. And women are yearning for a father. They're not yearning for sex. They're not yearning for some guy to control them. They're not yearning to be beat. They're not yearning for guys to take their money. They're wanting the love of a father, just like men. Life itself is about a return to the Father. That's why. Thank you.
And on Rumble,
You got to know how to rumble.
Pastor Chatelet says, Jesse. Oh, no, he didn't say Jesse. Pardon me. He says, Tony be like, I don't do labels, but white people's is evil. Black Panthers, bro, please.
But he doesn't do labor. Tony be lying and don't even hear himself lying.
Yep.
And I guess he think others don't hear him lying.
No shame.
What the? He black. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you all so much. I do appreciate it. Let me go to Michigan and talk to Susan. Susan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello. How are you this morning?
All is well, Susan.
Well, I called you yesterday, and you told me I need to forgive.
Yes.
And so about 10 o'clock last night, I started mentally forgiving these people. But then that wasn't working, so I verbally, out loud, started telling, I forgive this one, that one, and that one. And today, when I think about the people, I don't even remember them. It's so weird.
And that's what forgiveness will do. When you forgive, you will forget. You really, really will, because that's what forgiveness is all about. Forgetting about the illusion of the past and living in the present.
Well, yesterday you told me that, and I didn't believe you, but it's true. It's crazy.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, thank you so much. And that's all I wanted to tell you.
You're welcome, Susan. And Susan, stay with it. Stay with it. You stay present and let all those thoughts pass, and you have a seat. It's going to be, and it's going to be true that you never had a past or future. All you have is right now, all right?
That's right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Amazing. I'm telling you, folks, if you have not dropped your anger, and you can drop it just like that. I'm slapping my hand for those who can't see. What they listen to? The people that not watching?
Oh, on podcast or live audio feed.
Yeah. You can forgive just like that and be free just like that. All misery gone. All fears. All jealousy and envy and strife and revenge and gossiping and suicidal thought can be gone just like that. Amazing. What are you talking about today on your show, Hake?
It's a surprise.
To everybody. That means he doesn't have anything right now. Even God doesn't know. And he knows all things. Ronnie out of Ohio. Welcome to the show, Ronnie. You're on the air.
Uncle Jesse, how we doing?
All is well, sir. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes.
Listening to the conversation that you had with Tony, my question for you is, does the United States of America belong to white people and white people only?
Well, it definitely belongs to white people, but not only.
Okay, and why doesn't it only belong to white people?
Because there are others who have been born here in this country, and as a result of being born here, you're a citizen of this country.
Okay, and then being a citizen here and being I guess, a good productive member of society, that would mean that America is your country too, even if you're not white, right?
Repeat that last part, being what now?
So you can be a non-white person, and as long as you are a citizen and you're a productive member of society, America is also your country too.
Well, you can be, as long as you were born here, America is your country, and it's not based on whether you're productive or not, but it has everything to do if you were born here.
Okay, so if a black person is born here, then America belongs to that black person too.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
Right on.
All right, that's all I had.
Okay, thank you, Ronnie. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Ian out of Wisconsin. Ian, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
I think I might still have the spirit of evil in me.
And why is that?
And I forgave my parents, both of them, and returned to my father. I just need to be able to hang out with him without taking up his bad habits, like smoking and drinking. I gave up all that because it's the feel-good stuff that I know that it's hurting me in the long run. So I'm abstaining from all those physical urges and everything. I think the world turned against me, and I'm still doing the silent prayer every day. Last month, I lost my job. I was just about to close on a house. I lost my job. I lost the house. And I just don't have a job. And that's why I'm angry. That's why I'm saying I'm angry. But I forgave my parents, and I just can't seem to, I just get wrapped up in my thoughts. It's like, I need a job, but I want a job. And that I'm slowly becoming conscious I'm not able to get a job. It's really confusing.
Why not just drop the anger and go out and find a job? There's nothing to be angry about. There's never, ever, ever reason to be angry. And the only reason you think there is, you're listening to thoughts. So don't listen to the thoughts. Just go and find another job. Don't make it a big deal. You didn't get that house, but there's another house waiting for you somewhere. Just say, oh, well, I lost that. I didn't get that. I lost my job. I didn't get that house, but I'll go find another job. There are a lot of jobs out there. So just without judging the situation as good or bad, just go and get another job, and you'll be surprised how quickly you can get a house, all right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. I got to take a break. Back in a moment. 1 more hour to go. Thank you, Ian. 1 more hour to go. The hate news, not the fake news. I'll be back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is already the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Country and Western Tuesday, October 8th, AD 2024. JLP will be right back for the last hour of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, hour 3, to your calls and more super chats and some great stories. But first, Hake News, not fake news. After the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, thehakereport.com. And then Joel Friday TV on YouTube. And then at 4 p.m., American Anchor Baby. Check them all out. You can go to jesseleepeterson.com/show and scroll down to the network section if you need info on how to find us. Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports on Israel. I told you about Bibi wanting to get it done, but it seems out of reach. On Monday, Israel intercepted dozens of strikes from multiple directions, including projectiles launched from Gaza and Lebanon. Meanwhile, the Israeli military has issued fresh evacuation orders to residents in Gaza as they ramp up their military operation in parts of the battered enclave. Now, however, Palestinian residents who spoke with Commie Nonsense say they fear there is no safe place to take shelter. What a mess, huh? And the cyber attack. American Water, the largest regulated water and wastewater utility company in the United States, announced Monday they were the victims of a cyber attack, prompting the firm to pause billing to customers. It's a New Jersey-based company, provides service to more than 14 million people in 14 states and 18 military installations. Said they became aware of the unauthorized activity Thursday, which is last week. They immediately took protective steps, including shutting down certain systems. American Water and staff said staffers were working around the clock to investigate the nature and scope of the attack. The company also said customers will not face late charges while their systems are unavailable. What a mess, huh? And Marburg virus. Ever heard of that? It's not a computer virus. It's a human virus. Or a virus to human beings, anyway, to men and women. The CDC announced Monday health officials will soon start screening travelers from Rwanda to the United States for Marburg, M-A-R-B-U-R-G virus. There are no confirmed cases of Marburg virus disease, a rare but deadly hemorrhagic disease similar to Ebola. Outside of Rwanda, no cases outside Rwanda, at least not confirmed. Officials have said that the current risk to the United States is low. However, the Department of so-called Health and Human Services said that the CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, not Christians, by the way, they will begin public health entry screening next week in an effort to reduce the risk of an importation and spread of cases. As of Monday, there have been 56 confirmed cases of Marburg in Rwanda, 36 people in isolation treatment, 12 deaths. Wow, according to the Ministry of Health. Many of the cases are so-called health care workers, so says the CDC. What a mess, huh? And an airline apologized after they played an R-rated film on every screen during a Sydney to Tokyo flight. What? Cover your eyes. Qantas? Is it Qantas or Qantas? Q-A-N-T-A-S with no U. Airways issued an apology after a crew mistakenly played an explicit R-rated film on the aircraft's screens. That would never happen on American Anchor, baby. I'll tell you that much. Or would it? No, I don't know. Thousands of parrots are flocking to some town in Argentina. What is it? The San Gabriel Valley? The parrots got loose from a pet shop decades ago, maybe 100 years ago. Now there's flocks of parrots everywhere all around L.A. I guess that's not that much news. Rest in peace to Cissy Houston, a two-time Grammy-winning singer and mother of Whitney Houston. She outlived Whitney and Whitney's daughter. Terrible. She died Monday in hospice care for Alzheimer's disease. She was the tender age of 91 years old, gone too soon. An award-winning recording artist, Cissy, C-I-S-S-Y, Houston, led a successful career over decades, set 10 solo albums. I'm James Hake, now back to JLP, Hour 3.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find
uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question, and it's a doozy. My biblical question: when was the last time you had a real conversation with another human being? When was the last time you had a real conversation with another human being? You can get involved if you're busy and you're running around, you just can't listen to the show, you can podcast, but you could be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad, no matter where you are and what you're doing, by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605, that's 605-615-4131, 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk. Or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Tuesday. It's the third hour of the show today already. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday.
All my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe he'd take this anger from my soul. And I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so he could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing. Country and Western Tuesday. An amazing song. So that guy that we're calling from New York, David, or whatever his real name is, he was a fake, I'm told. And he and his daughter, they are not capable of doing their own thing, so they sneak in other people's shows. So I apologize for that. I can't do anything about that. Well, apparently we were talking about the Aryan Nation and flying. He was a fake. What the? I'm told that he and his daughter are incapable of doing their own thing. I don't know him. I don't know. I'm just saying. What a mess. Human heart is evil. There's no love. It is evil. I want to just play this for you, then I get back to your calls and your super chats. I want you to know, folks, we're dealing with spirits inside of us and outside of us, inside of others. Inside of others. It's a spiritual battle. And the only way you're going to win this battle inside of you is when you surrender, when you give up, when you realize clearly and without a doubt that you can't make yourself be good, you can't make yourself be strong, and you can't make yourself be spiritual. You can do nothing. And I'm going to repeat that so that maybe some of you who want the truth, but I realize most people don't, so I understand. when you realize that you can't make yourself be good, you can't make yourself be strong. Because people say, be strong, be strong. You want to be strong. Who want to be weak? What the? But you can't make yourself be good. You can't make yourself be strong. And you can't make yourself be spiritual. And one last thing, there are many things, but one last. And I promise you this too. I promise you this without a doubt. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up at all. When you try to hurt others, you're only hurting yourself. Really. When you try to get revenge or gossip or beat your wife or beat your husband or hurt your kids or whatever you're doing, you're only hurting yourself. When you try to hurt your relationship, your neighbors or whatever, you're only hurting yourself. And the only reason the other person think you're hurting them because they're on your level, they're taking in your level of life. And they don't know that you are not hurting them. They're hurting themselves by reacting to you. They're hurting themselves, but they think you're hurting them. What a mess, huh? Can't no one hurt you. You're hurting you. But you got to see what's going on inside of you. Really, you are your own world and you create your own hell. No one else does. Now, there are other people outside of you that would try to create hell for you, but they're really doing it to themselves because what they're doing to you is what they're feeling on the inside of themselves. Really. It's coming from within. And so, to blame somebody else, to hate someone else, to look at someone else is only destroying you. You don't know that, but I promise you that is true. You're doing it to yourself. And no one else is to blame but you. Our parents are to blame because they let us down. They weren't perfect. But other than that, especially as adults, you do it to you. Nobody else does it to you. But I want to show you really quick how our government set us up for personal gain. They create they create a problem, and then they come in to pretend that they're solving the problem, and they align both ways. I want you to pay attention to that too. Pay attention to what's happening in you, and pay attention to what your government is doing. They deliberately create a problem. And then when you're crying about it and suffering and complaining, they come back in and pretend they're saving you from the problem, and they're not. But they'll do little things, and you'll think, oh, yeah, they're fixing the problem. They created the problem, and they're not fixing the problem. They only create another problem that seems to be a solution, but they know it's not. For an example, Governor Newsom, Gavin Newsom, this guy's of California, awarded I don't know how that is. A whole lot of money. $131 million. Oh, now I got it. Hold on. Let me. Awarded $131 million to clean homeless, quote unquote, encampment, meaning homeless junk out on the streets. They awarded $130 million to quote unquote clean up homelessness, right? So they created homelessness. They deliberately created homelessness, putting all the people out on the streets, giving them drugs, helping with needles and telling them that crime and everything. And then they come back and say, oh, we're solving the problem. Here's some money. And if you're not paying attention, you say, oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Now I'm voting for him again. This is from KTLA. Governor Gavin Newsom announced Friday that the state will grant 18 cities $131 million to clear homeless encampment and provide shelter, care, and support. Watch this from Fox. Watch this.
There's nothing else like it in the United States. Governor Gavin Newsom announces $131 million in funding to clean up homeless encampments. The applications are scrutinized. We don't just hand this money out without looking at results. These 12 cities will receive funding, including $11 million for Los Angeles. These counties are receiving funding. Riverside County getting $12 million to help clean up the Murrieta Creek Trail.
It's interesting who's on the list, and it's also interesting who's not on the list. L.A. County is not on the list, the biggest county in California.
In August, we were with the governor as he cleaned up an encampment in L.A. County and expressed frustration with leaders here.
That's so
L.A. County
funny.
kind of pushing back on what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, cities, I've been pretty impressed. Counties, no. If we don't see it, it's not complicated. We're not going to continue to make the investments.
If you can talk about why they're not on the list and the status of your negotiations with county leaders.
Well, those status are separate and above. It's not intentional. I wouldn't read between the lines as it relates to this $130 million in the applications. If they're excluded going forward, I would read between the lines, but I don't expect that to be the case.
Are things going better with L.A. County?
Things are going well in L.A. County.
This man's so phony, I don't know what to say. But they created the mess. They let all the crazy people out of the crazy homes, hospitals. They put them on the streets. They let illegals in, and they put them on the streets. And they gave them drugs, and they give them money, and they take care of them. And they commit crimes, and they tell the homeless people you can go on other people's property and live in their houses if they're not there, and that's fine too. And now they come back and say, oh, we're going to give them $131 million to clean the crime. What is Governor Newsom up to? Is he running for office again? Or is he running for president? This man, that's not going to solve the problem at all. They created this problem, and they're not trying to solve it. Is he out there acting like he's doing homeless work? That's all for the camera. That's a showcase personality. That is a showcase personality. The same personality you put out when you want people to think that you're nice. You're such a lovely woman, lovely man. You're so sweet. You're giving them a showcase personality. That's all Governor Newsom doing. Y'all know Governor Newsom is not out there cleaning up. He got dozens of cameras out there looking at what are you doing. As soon as the camera's out, they dropped those bags and left. When will you wake up? Your government is not your friend. Your friend is not even your friend. What the? There's one guy that is suing the city of L.A. for damage after seeing drug dealers overdose and other things. This is from lacity.gov. Mayor Karen Bass, another hypocrite. I debated this woman. This woman is so dumb. I don't even know. She only got in there because she was black and female. And just a phony. LAcity.gov. Mayor Karen Bass launched Inside Safe. Doesn't it sound so nice? Inside Safe. A bold citywide you ever heard of Inside Safe? They make up words that sound nice, but it's still evil meaning. Inside Safe. You're like, yeah, that's right. Inside Safe. And they say that it's a bold, citywide, volunteer, proactive, housing-led strategy to bring people inside from tents and encampments, and to prevent encampment from returning. Lord, this is so insane. I don't even know what to say. So you never heard of a inside? They call the unhoused people. They call the homeless people unhoused people now. They changed the name. That's what they did with this phony idea of racism. They made that up. In-house, inside safe is made up. All my life. Watch this from Fox 11.
She got it. Look, she got her fentanyl.
Possible illegal drug deals on public sidewalks.
They're attempting chest compressions.
Overdoses.
She really was waving a gun.
And arguments with police.
The rampant, hard drug use and sales.
Just some of what Christopher Stone has recorded outside the Stewart Hotel in downtown Los Angeles.
Politicians are so desperate to clean up the encampments that they're willing to turn a blind eye to this sort of activity.
Christopher unwilling to show his face on camera because of safety concerns.
Why should residents tolerate this? Tossing the money back up.
The Stewart Hotel, now part of the city's Inside Safe program, gives interim housing for the homeless. Outside the building Thursday, Fox 11 recorded several people slumped over, a large encampment, and possible human waste.
They relieve themselves on the sidewalk because they're too high just to walk the 50 feet to their private bathroom.
Amazing. They didn't mention a lawsuit, though, for some reason. What happened to the lawsuit there? Because it says a man sues the city of L.A. for damage after seeing drug dealers overdose and more outside of an inside safe housing. I didn't see anything about the lawsuit there. He be like, they didn't even give me the information about the lawsuit. But anyway, inside safe is another made-up word. Unhoused is a made-up word. Gavin Newsom is no good. Carrie Bass is no good. Crime is rapid. They gave these people drugs, and now they act like they want to clean it up. They don't. When will you take control of your own life? If not now, when? 888-7753-773. Let me go back to the busy phones. Melissa out of California. Melissa, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
This is my second time. I just wanted to mention I did talk to my father about how I forgive him.
Right on.
And he didn't understand why I needed to forgive him. He doesn't think he did anything wrong. So that was his response. And I didn't know what to say to that.
You say nothing. You just say, you know what, I'm sorry for resenting you. Once you understand that you're wrong for judging him, so you forgive him and God will forgive you. And if he doesn't, that's up to him to understand it. That's not your job to make him understand.
Okay. And then my mom, I really can't tell her that because she blocked me. So I can't communicate to my mom that I forgive her.
Oh, okay. Well, don't worry about it. You try. You can't. If she won't talk to you, fine. Just don't hold anything in your heart. Realize she can help herself either. And now you just watch and work on you and move on with your life and watch those thoughts and just live your life. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
I haven't tried it yet. I did try it once and I didn't like how I can't handle the silence.
And who can't handle it?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
No, that was a question.
Oh, I would say the little girl inside of me can't handle it.
What little girl inside of you?
Well, the one that is the girl that's hurt. You know, like I can't seem to. It's like my inner child thing.
Where's the girl that hurt inside of you? What does she look like?
She's like 5'4".
You seen her?
I remember how I looked at that age,
But how old are you now?
45.
And so where's the girl now?
She's still in there loud. But I'm able. The adult Melissa is able to silence her, but she still comes out sometimes, and it's just annoying.
How do you know that's a girl inside of you? Why do you call that a girl?
Because she still wants her mommy and daddy to protect her and save her.
And how do you know that?
Because I hear it in my head all the time. How I want my dad, I want my mom. It's annoying.
And who is telling you that in your head?
I'm imagining it's the younger version of me, the broken part of me.
And where does imagination come from?
I am assuming Satan.
And so why are you calling Satan a little girl? You call Satan you as a little girl. Why are you worshiping the devil?
Oh, so you're saying, okay, so, oh my gosh. You're saying that little girl is a imagination that's a thought that's from Satan.
Yeah, and so why are you calling Satan a little girl?
Well, no, if that's the case, then no, then Satan's not a little girl.
And so, but you do realize you said, my child, my little girl, I'm a little girl, 5 years old, and it's coming from the imagination. And you've heard me say that all thoughts are all lies all the time. And that's why you're supposed to let all imagination go by, because there's nothing true about the imagination.
Right.
And so, and why are you saying the little girl that wanted daddy and mama? You don't want dad and mama?
I want to be cradled, I guess.
Cradle?
Yeah, like nurtured. I have a strong desire to be nurtured. It's really.
And who
annoying.
is that? Who want to be nurtured? Who?
Oh no! So I'm assuming that's probably Satan too.
It is. I mean, but who is it? If you're still in the imagination, and those imaginations are bringing on those fake emotions. Oh, I want to be Cato. I want to be this. You still believe in a lie that is you.
Okay.
There is no you. Are you your thoughts?
No.
Are you your emotions?
No.
And so are you your body?
I don't think so. No.
So why are you still identified with evil and calling it you? Why you want to die from the identities? It's the ego. Why don't you let that go?
That part too. Okay. No, I will. I wasn't aware of it till now that was Satan, this whole little girl thing, this idea that I had in my head.
Yes, it was pure evil.
Oh, my gosh.
And it was a false identity. Satan telling you, oh, that's the little girl in you. You want to be cradled. You want to be held by daddy and mama. You believe in that is you. And you would never be free as long as you believe the lie.
Right. No, that I'm actually shocked right now that I wasn't aware of this before. And I mean, I've been diagnosed borderline personality disorder because of this. You know?
Right.
Okay. So I mean, you're helping me break through lies right now.
And if you watch those thoughts and just watch them, don't call them you're going to have a major breakthrough that I can't even express for you.
Okay. No, thank you. I am grateful, and God bless you. Thank you.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
I will try it again now that you told me this.
Yeah,
I will try again.
You want to just watch them, because the pain that you're getting from watching the silent prayer is not your pain. That's the pain of evil that doesn't want to die because the light is shining on it. The fact that you can see them is the light of God shining on the darkness, and the darkness hate the light.
Yes, that's true. Wow, this is good. I'm going to try the silent prayer now. Now that I'm aware, you know, Satan's probably mad at you now because you showed me some light.
and stop calling a little girl No, and I want to be hell. I want mama. I want daddy. It's all devils playing tricks on you. You're a grown woman. Grow up.
Right. Amen.
You're not a little girl.
Thank you.
And you don't need to be held.
All right. I don't need to be held.
Right. And I know that women prefer their husband or boyfriend hold them rather than sex them up. They prefer just a hug is enough for them. And that's fine. I understand that. But this lie about all the Satan tell you, let that pass, all right?
All right. No, I will. I will definitely. Amen. Thank you.
All right. I wish you well, Melissa. What the?
What the?
Amazing.
Amazing.
All right.
All right. God bless you.
You too. Thank you. Amazing. William, there's one line open, 888-7753-773. Let me go to William out of California. William, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Jesse. How you doing this morning?
All is well, sir. Thanks for calling.
All is well.
That's right.
Hey, I wanted to
ask
about the they said the Aryan Brotherhood, they had a big raid or something, a bust or something, correct?
Yeah, for those who just tuned in the first hour this morning, and you can podcast the show, I talked about a NBC LA has reported that nearly 70 alleged members of a quote-unquote white supremacy gang were indicted in LA. Largest ever takedown as an extremist group. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wish I could have asked Tony, where does that equate as a victory to black people?
That's a good point, man. Tony was confused anyway because on one hand he said he doesn't identify with color, and on the other hand he was attacking so-called white Aryan nation and that crap. Tony
That's
just
kind of funny.
He's just confused anyway.
That's kind of funny. He hates America, but then again he says it belongs to him.
What will it take to get not all, but at least most black people to wake up, man?
Well, I would say definitely the Klan and white supremacist groups really absolutely don't have anything to do with black people. And I don't think that there's anybody left living that's black that could actually say they have any problems with the Klan. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Because you would be like 120 years old.
That's right. What the? Amazing.
I don't think we know anybody that's had any interactions with the Klan.
Yeah, that's right. Amazing.
And that's amazing that they try to bring that up and everything. But I understand you said Cissy Houston passed away.
Who?
Cissy Houston.
I think Hate had that in the Hate News.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll call him about that.
All right.
I'll go ahead and let you go.
Thank you, William.
And I just wanted to know what did that have to do with anything about being black? The white supremacist group gets busted.
Thank you, William. I got to take a break. Back in a moment. The treasure chest open on D-Line. Thank you, William. Back in a moment. I made it. So I asked the question, are you better than a child molester? I've discovered over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right, is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself or how much you have or don't have or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing. Okay, what a mess. A couple quick announcements. Number one, the Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, H-A-K-E, report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV. He black at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Joel Friday TV. You don't want to miss it. And at 4 p.m., the American Anchor Baby on fire too. The American Anchor Baby at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And check out my books for amazing books. And I'm not just saying it. I'm not just making it up. Amazing books. The first one is From Rage to Responsibility. I was young. Look, I was young. From Rage to Responsibility. And then Scam, How the Black Leadership Exploits Black America. And they still doing it. And that was like, what the? And then a little small pocket guide, if you want to start your own business or you're already in business. We use it for our entrepreneur class program. And a little guide, ladies, you can put in your purse and carry it around. And then when somebody snatch your purse away from you, they're going to look into it. They're going to find the guy, and it'll help them. Guys, you can put it in your back pocket. And instead of them drawing your wallet or your phone out, they'll take the 7 guaranteed steps, and they'll be helped. The 7 guaranteed steps to spiritual, family, and financial success guide. And last but not least, the antidote, healing America from the poison of hate, blame, and victimhood. The antidote. Check them all out. You will not regret it. And I will sign them, autograph them, or sign them to whomever you like. Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. All right? And make a donation as well to BOND, my nonprofit, for 35 years come February. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, we have been rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. All right? Let me go super chats real fast. Super.
Super chat.
Super chats. Seeker bought a coffee.
Seek and you shall find.
Do we perceive the world as it is?
What does that mean?
When we perceive the world, do we perceive the world as it really is?
That sounds like a good question, but I don't understand. I'm black and slow.
I think it's a good question.
Do you perceive the world as it is? See, you can't even answer that.
Well, I chuckle because I know that the answer is kind of no, except I feel like I perceive the world as it is in some ways.
You can't see the world as it really is until you see the fake world inside of you, in here. Then you're going to see the depths of this world, and oh my God, you want to take a vacation from the world. Amazing. Thank you. I just said, thank you, Abe. That helped.
Nice. A vacation from my problems.
Yes.
David gave a cash app saying, sorry for cursing on the show. Truly apologize. 100.
But isn't that the guy that was faking it? He threw out
He indeed is the person he said he is.
Oh, okay.
He just...
Why did he promote other show?
He didn't know better. He ain't got no sense.
Oh, yeah? What? Nah.
But he gave an apology.
And we accept.
Mea culpa.
Yeah, no problem.
Aries 1 with a diamond. You can't hold us to a standard. That's over on D Live.
What?
You can't hold us to a standard.
That's right.
Based.
If you want to have a standard, get rid of all your standards. Really. Get rid of all your ideas about standards. Let them all go, and then you'll have it. Isn't that amazing? In order to have, you got to let go. In order to win, you got to stop trying. Did you know you can't make yourself be good?
Not really, but I didn't really know that. I sort of get it. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense when you say it. Definitely rings true. But no, I don't know if I really explicitly knew that front of mind.
You thought that you can make yourself be good?
I mean, I act like I think that I do. I often try to make myself a little bit good.
But you've never...
And then sometimes, like, I just throw up my hands. But kind of in the wrong way.
But you've never been able to make yourself be good, even when you try.
Isn't that right?
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
And did you know you can't make yourself be strong?
That's for sure. You can try.
And did you know that you can kind of make yourself be strong?
Yeah, by doing
How?
Like doing what you're supposed to do.
But you've been doing what you're supposed to do all your life, and you're still not strong.
I know, but you're not as weak as if you didn't do what you're supposed to do.
Yes, you are.
Oh, I don't know if that's true.
And did you know you can't make yourself be spiritual?
Yeah. I make myself be crazy trying to be spiritual.
Yes. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That's why we have to let go completely, because we were trying to make ourselves be everything and just making life worse for ourselves.
Indeed. That's so true. What a mess.
What is wrong with us as human beings that we can't see in our own effort? We try to be what the Christians say be. We try to be what the Bible say be, but we're never able to do it. Why don't we at some point just say, okay, I give up? And then you can be it. It'll happen.
But people tend to give up in the wrong way.
Right. Meaning what?
Meaning go into just resigning themselves to being sinners. Oh, I'm going to keep on sinning for the rest of my life, quote unquote.
But they're still trying then. They're trying to make themselves be a sinner. What a mess.
Yeah. It really is.
So will you give up trying to be good and strong and spiritual?
Yeah, hopefully so.
Do you see that clearly, or you're just saying that?
It makes sense what you're saying.
So Derek, my producer, gave me a report on a man suing the city, and he had nothing about the suit.
Right.
Oh,
I was catching on that the problem was that they brought in these homeless drug addicts and criminals and drug dealers into this area to pollute this specific area where they weren't there before. But they brought them, quote unquote, inside, safe inside. But they're still hanging out outside, polluting the whole neighborhood where they were. It's like when Obama was redistributing the ghettos with HUD. That's what this gal, was it the mayor, the female mayor, black?
Karen Bass called it inside safe.
Yeah, this program is doing the same thing, redistributing the homeless and crime to this poor guy's place. Nice.
Oh, amazing. But anyway,
but he forgot to leave in the part where they're suing.
There was nothing about the suit. But the headline was, man sued the city for damages after seeing drug dealers overdose and more outside of a inside safe housing facility. But there was nothing about the suit.
Right. Just about the man and his complaints.
Right. No, it was about the man doing it looked like an interview on the street or something.
Well, anyway.
Okay.
Shout out to the top.
Said it was just a soundbite on the man, but it's nothing about the suit.
Right.
Nowhere in there mentioned the suit. He black. But go ahead.
Shout out to Cactus Eater Bear, Aries 1, Stan 69, Games for Rec, Fatty Wat, Wolf 336, Kid Combo 1, Misty, GG Cash 22, and Groovy Monkey. Thank you guys for the lemons, ice cream, diamonds. Appreciate that in the D-Live crew. And thank you guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you all so much. I do appreciate it. Let me check with Kyle, I believe, and see if he's ready out of Massachusetts. Kyle, let's go for it again. Go ahead. Hey, Kyle.
How's it? Yeah, it's Kyle. How's it going, Reverend?
All is well. Thanks for calling again.
Yeah, so I was gonna touch on the first hour Aryan Nation stuff, but do you mind is there any chance I could ask you two personal questions instead of that, or maybe I'll touch on it after them, and I'll make it quick.
Personal question about yourself?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I have fun. I have fun when I drink, and sometimes I drink alone. And yeah, I'm a Irishman from Boston. That's it.
Right.
But the other day, I fell and I hit my head.
Were you drunk?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I was okay. I'm okay now. I was fine. It wasn't like that. Wasn't that bad. Me and my buddy went to a local dive bar and met up. You know,
because
like
of time, make a long story short, so you fell and you hit your head, and what about it?
Like, do you think? All right, make this one quick. I'll make this one super quick. Is that like, even if I was okay after the fall, is that like a bad thing? Like, is that a silly thing that I should like reflect on more deeper?
Well, it's not a bad nor good, but you're drinking because you're not ready to face this lostness that you have on the inside. When you're drinking to that point, there's a way to drink in moderation, but you're not there because you won't overcome the issues that you are feeling. Why don't you overcome your fears and your doubts and things like that? Why not let that go? Your anger.
Okay.
Why don't
Thank you, Reverend, for that one.
Why don't you let that go?
Yeah, I think it's just a lot. I want to like live up to a lot, and I think that's probably the reason. It's probably because I'm probably trying to make so much money and do so much,
but
in such a short amount of time.
Right. And in order to be free, though, why don't you drop your anger?
That's a good question, and I don't have an answer.
Have you heard me say forgive your mother and your father?
Oh, 100%.
And why have you done that?
I don't have an answer. I try to grasp for what you mean, like what it would take to do that. I just try to grasp for it.
The only thing it would take is when you realize you do have anger toward your mother and your father, or your mother, maybe not your father, but your mother, and you go and apologize to her. I'm sorry for resenting your mother. I realize you couldn't help yourself. And then God will forgive you, and he would take the spirit of anger away from you. And then when you drink, you would do it in moderation. You won't have to be getting drunk and falling out and stuff like that.
And fall and hit my...
Right.
I'm fine, by the way. It wasn't that bad.
I'm glad.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. And then, all right, so I'll make it really quick. This one, one more question. So I'm a courier in the city.
Right, but don't say who you work for. Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, no, courier, and making good money. It's just this past fall, I was down there, and I just want to get some advice on what would you have done in this situation. It was like 12 young Dominican men on mopeds doing the same kind of job. Not the same company, but I asked one, it was the end of the night, and I asked one of them for a lighter to light my cigarette, and he was giving me the lighter, and then the bigger one goes, "Nah, I don't give him the lighter. He's a word. I'm not going to say the word." I walked away, obviously, but do you think that if I'm working in that environment, I should wait to see on the election so that the cities get less kind of wild in that way? Because I had never seen that before. No, I didn't want to get beat up, basically.
Yeah.
So I was just like, So that's my.
I would highly recommend that you stay out of that environment right now. Even if you have to work with them, you just say hi and bye, but you stay away from that environment, especially if you're white. It's too risky for white people to put themselves in an environment where there's just black people around like that, because these people hate white people and they're kind of on the rampage right now. I would just keep myself safe and move on.
Just kind of wait until see what happens with the election.
Right. See what happens with the election. But even when and if we do get Donald Trump in, you still have to watch your back, because black people have been told around the world now that, and so-called people of color, but especially the black, have been told that the white man is their problem, and they've been brainwashed to blame and hate the white people, and it's just not safe right now. So just kind of watch your back, stay quiet, do your work, and then go home and live your life.
All right, thank you so much, Reverend.
All right, buddy. Be careful out there, though.
No, 100%.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Victor is a first-time caller out of North Dakota. Victor, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Victor?
Yeah.
You're on the air.
Okay. I was going to ask you...
Victor, are you on a speakerphone or something?
Yes.
Oh, hold on a minute. Derek want to talk to you about that, because you can't be on a speaker or headset. Talk to Victor, and I'll come back to him. Let me go quickly to Rick out of Maine. Not Maine, but Virginia. What?
What's going on, Jesse?
All is well, Rick. Thanks for calling.
Man, what's going on, Jesse? How's it going, my brother?
All is well. Thank you.
Man, what do you think about the hurricane that happened in North Carolina? To my understanding, they was uplifting the alphabet group, homosexuality and stuff, and they had a special parade for it, getting funding for it. So the hurricane hit that area. Now peep this out, Jesse.
Well, are you trying to?
What's that?
Are you trying to say that the hurricane happened because they celebrate homosexuality over there?
I'm not, I don't know God's business, but it's a coincidence. Because here's why I say that.
That's not a coincidence. Hurricanes happen every year over there.
Well, but see, here's the strange part. When you're in North Carolina, the east part of Carolina is closer to the Atlantic Ocean.
Right.
How did that hurricane come all the way to the west part of Carolina and didn't even touch the East Coast?
The wind?
Could have been. I mean, I'm just saying,
Are you saying that God has something to do with that?
I'm just saying God could have been sending judgment, but I mean,
God doesn't do that. God doesn't send judgment. He's free of all.
Say again now?
God does not send judgment.
Man, you know what? You gotta explain that one to me, Jesse.
But where did you get the idea that?
No, that's just me making that one up, Jesse.
You just made that up? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I just made that. I thought it was a coincidence,
No, it wasn't a coincidence, because hurricanes happen every year in Florida,
right,
in the South, like Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, how it skipped the east coast of Carolina and came all the way to the west part of Carolina and didn't even touch the east part. I just found it to be unique. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay, but it didn't have anything to do with God, though.
Right. I was just saying. Well,
Do you know the hurricane went from one side to another? James?
Me? Yeah.
It went from the west. Is that abnormal or something? I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, no, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, Rick, about, you said it came from the east side, right?
Yeah, well, it came, the east part of Carolina is close to the Atlantic Ocean, so hurricanes develop. That hurricane developed in the Atlantic Ocean. So when it hit Carolina, instead of you would have thought the whole east coast of North Carolina would have got a lot of that storm, but no East Coast towns was damaged. It went all the way west.
Oh, okay. And
that's what I'm just saying. It was just unique. You see what I'm talking about?
I got you. Okay, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that at all.
Oh, that was just something I thought about.
Right on.
Nothing major, but I was thinking too. You were just saying something about the blacks just now. Do you think there's any hope for black justice? Can they? You think they will ever wake up, or they will continue being in a diabetic coma?
I was visiting a community yesterday evening, and the community used to be really nice and very nice, and then some blacks moved into that community, and then now is the people over there was showing me how bad things look and how bad the crime is and how the blacks hang outside and they seem to just commit crime while out like that. And I was looking at it as it was being shown to me, and I was thinking it's so amazing that wherever the most of the blacks go, that crime and stuff like that follow them. Like
property value decrease.
What is it about them that they don't see that they're bringing crime?
But you know what, Jesse? You and I talked about that maybe about a couple of months ago. We was talking about why it's saying when blacks go places, it's saying the property value drops, trash get everywhere. It just go from a prosperous town to like a third world nation.
And because of time, why do you think that is?
I truly believe not all, but most of us are spiritually cursed. That's just me.
You believe the blacks, not all, but most are spiritually cursed?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Because even most of the black churches, they in the pocket of the Democratic Party.
That's
and then we have so much anger.
Yeah.
And and until we break that,
Well, I do know it's a spiritual thing, and I do know that they're angry. And as a result of being angry, each generation of blacks are getting worse and not better.
Because you can see, like for instance, marijuana. Man, blacks was justified the use of marijuana. That's the only thing marijuana does is make you eat everybody's food and make you completely useless.
That's for sure. Amazing. Rick, I am so out of time. The computer's going to cut us off. Thank you, man.
Love you guys, man.
You too.
It's good to hear the godfather, Brother William, on here today. So we could always give that, brother.
Who was that?
Brother William from California.
Oh, he's your godfather?
I call him the godfather.
I didn't know that he was your goddaddy. What? So William, thank you. William and that man a goddaddy and godson?
I don't think so.
How do you know each other?
I think it's just a nickname. They like hearing each other.
So they call each other godfather?
I don't know.
No, he said that was his goddaddy.
Yes, Rick is calling him that today.
Rick is from California, and
he calls him an OG, an old gentleman.
Oh, I didn't know that was his godfather. I am so out of time, folks. The Hake Report is coming up now. The Hake Report, and from 9 to 11, and then Joy Friday TV at 11, and then the American Anchor Baby at 4. I'll be back tomorrow. Get on that straight and narrow path, and I'll be back tomorrow, the Lord is willing. And the creed about manhood. Forgive. You got to forgive so you can overcome the anger and fear and all that. Victor and the other callers, I'm so out of time. When you call, you can't be on a speakerphone or headset. All right. I had no idea those guys were related. What the small world? Back tomorrow. Take care now. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really want to understand, they will become it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. I read or heard that some Republicans are starting to pull their advertisements from Google or whomever, right? Because so many conservatives are being shut down, discriminated against, shadow banned, and all that kind of stuff. So conservatives are starting to fight back. It is happening to us too. I'm just taking it one day at a time. But you can go to JLPtalk.com and find all the ways to support us. You can check out rebuildingtheman.com and support our nonprofit organization. You can call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, and Sunny. And also, we have thefatherstate.tv. Ring the bell.